Everyone praises kindness. We say it's the highest virtue. Parents tell their children, "Be kind." Religions build entire moral codes around compassion. Philosophers across history, from Confucius to the Stoics, celebrated the gentle power of kindness. And in a world full of cruelty, division and indifference, kindness feels like a cure, the one universal medicine. But here's the paradox no one wants to admit. The very thing that makes kindness beautiful is also what makes it dangerous. Kindness, if unexamined, can turn against the one who offers it. It can erode identity, strip away boundaries, and leave a person so hollowed out by self-sacrifice that their kindness becomes a cage. So today we're going to peel back the mask. We're going to explore the shadows of kindness, why it can destroy the very person who embodies it, how culture exploits it, how psychology explains its hidden costs, and most importantly, how to reclaim kindness as something that heals rather than consumes. Every pattern begins somewhere. For most, the dark side of kindness begins in childhood. Picture a child in a tense household. Perhaps conflict erupts often, or affection is scarce, or love feels conditional. That child learns quickly. When I smile, when I agree, when I make myself small and easy to handle, people like me. I receive warmth, approval, maybe even safety. Kindness in this moment stops being an expression of the heart and becomes a survival strategy. Fast forward, that child grows up into the dependable friend, the coworker who never says no, the partner who sacrifices everything. On the surface, it looks noble. But beneath it is a wound, the belief that love must be earned through constant giving. This is how kindness mutates. What begins as a natural impulse to connect turns into a programmed response. If I am kind, I am safe. If I am not kind, I am nothing. Society loves nice people, the agreeable colleague, the quiet student, the friend who always listens but never complains. But here's the danger. When kindness is performed to maintain peace, it isn't kindness anymore. It's a mask. And masks get heavy. Think of how many times you've heard someone say, "She's so nice, she never causes trouble." But buried inside that compliment is a curse: invisibility. A nice person often erases their own needs to uphold the image others expect. And when a mask is worn too long, you forget what your real face looks like. Modern psychology has a name for this: compassion fatigue. It's what happens when empathy is stretched beyond its natural limits. Healthcare workers know it, teachers know it, parents know it, and so do ordinary people who constantly put others first. When you spend every waking moment tending to others, your emotional reserves dry up. You start experiencing anxiety, irritability, even depression. Research shows people who chronically prioritize others over themselves are more prone to burnout, sleep problems, weakened immunity, and higher stress hormones. And here's the cruel irony. The world often praises these people as angels right up until they collapse. Then suddenly the support vanishes. There's another shadow at play. Kindness trains others. When you are endlessly kind, people adjust their expectations. They stop asking if you're okay. They assume you'll bend. They rely on your yes. Over time, your kindness creates an invisible contract. You will always be available, always flexible, always secondary. The trap is this: the kinder you are, the less others see you. Your presence becomes background taken for granted. What once made you loved now makes you invisible. And invisibility is not peace. It's loneliness in disguise. So what happens to all those silenced no's? To the frustration never spoken? To the exhaustion hidden under polite smiles? They don't vanish. They gather in the shadows. A lifetime of suppressed needs and unspoken anger builds pressure like steam inside a sealed pot. Eventually it bursts, sometimes as passive aggression, sometimes as bitterness, sometimes as rage that shocks even the person expressing it. The world sees a kind soul suddenly snapping and says, "That's so unlike them." But it isn't unlike them, it's the part of them they were forced to bury. Kindness without honesty doesn't protect you from darkness. It breeds it. Neuroscience deepens the story. Inside our brains are mirror neurons, cells that allow us to feel what others feel. When you see someone in pain, your brain reacts as if you are in pain too. This is why kindness comes naturally. We're wired to connect. But here's the danger. Mirror neurons don't come with an off switch. If you are constantly exposed to others' suffering without boundaries, your brain bathes in stress chemistry, cortisol, adrenaline, inflammation. Your body literally cannot distinguish between their suffering and your own. This is why endless kindness is unsustainable. Your biology isn't built for it. Now let's zoom out. Why do so many people equate self-erasure with goodness? Culture plays a role. Many societies glorify the good person who never complains, never demands, never disrupts the peace. Girls are praised for being sweet and obedient. Boys are told to be helpful and strong without showing need. We inherit this belief. Being good means putting others first, even at the cost of yourself. But this isn't goodness. It's conditioning. Real kindness is not about erasure. It's about authenticity. It's about showing up fully with limits and truth intact. So what do we do once we see the trap? Once we realize our kindness is bleeding us dry? The first step is recognition. To notice the resentment. To acknowledge the exhaustion. To admit that some of your yeses were betrayals of yourself. This moment of awareness can feel devastating. After all, kindness may have been your identity for decades. But recognition is not betrayal. It's liberation. Authentic kindness is not about endless sacrifice. It's about balance. It includes you. Think of the oxygen mask rule on airplanes. Put yours on first before helping others. Not because you're selfish, but because you're useless if you pass out. The same law applies here. If your kindness leaves you empty, it isn't kindness, it's martyrdom. So how do we practice authentic kindness? Boundaries is honesty. Boundaries are not walls. They are clear lines that say, I can give here. I cannot give there. Real kindness comes with truth, not endless availability. Gentle no's. A no doesn't have to be harsh. It can be loving. I care about you, but I can't right now. Paradoxically, people respect your yes more when they know your no is real. Reframing worth. Your value is not tied to self-sacrifice. You are worthy even when you give nothing. Self-kindness first. Rest, nourish yourself. Fill your life with what sustains you. Then kindness flows from abundance, not depletion. Embracing anger. Anger is not the enemy of kindness. It's a signal. It tells you when you've been crossed, when you've been neglecting yourself. Listen to it, it's your compass. Philosophers have long hinted at this balance. Aristotle spoke of the golden mean, virtue as the balance between extremes. Too little compassion is cruelty. Too much without boundaries becomes self-destruction. True kindness lives in the middle. The Stoics taught something similar. Compassion should never compromise self-mastery. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." But tolerance did not mean servitude. It meant measured care rooted in inner strength. Even Buddhism, often associated with endless compassion, emphasizes compassion with wisdom. Without wisdom, compassion turns into enabling and harm. Across traditions, the message is the same. Kindness must be grounded in truth. So here's the final paradox. The dark side of kindness is not that kindness itself is bad. It's that kindness without self-inclusion becomes self-erasure. If you've ever felt invisible, exhausted, taken for granted, know this. It isn't your kindness that's the problem. It's the mask you were forced to wear. Take it off. Rediscover your own face. Let your kindness come not from fear of rejection, but from fullness of being. Because the world doesn't need more martyrs. It doesn't need more exhausted givers collapsing in silence. What the world needs is authentic kindness, the kind that heals both the giver and the receiver. The kind that says yes when it means yes and no when it means no. The kind that radiates not from emptiness but from wholeness. The kind that loves others without abandoning yourself. And maybe, just maybe, that is the truest kindness of all.